There we go. Had to go rewatch Butter to remember it. Did you watch the whole thing or just the ending? You know what? Oh, fuck. Oh, you did? Yeah, it's weirdly good. I think horror is one of those words that, like, ask someone to say it and you can probably gauge where they're from. Oh, God, okay. I keep forgetting. Waffle fries from my favorite Christmas experience. Yes, that is a factor. Because of that factor, I'd say my second favorite are crinkle cuts. But the problem with crinkle cuts is if they're not cooked well, they're just shitty, mushy, like limp. I don't like them. But steak cut, because of the way they're cut, where it's like, kind of imagine like two canoes next to each other. It's like a good rigid bar. So like no matter what, you still have like a decent fry. It's just the only problem is if it gets cold. But it never like the texture of it never changes just because of like how it's made. I had good crinkle cut fries the first time in my life recently. Didn't know they could be good. Yeah, I know. It's a life-changing when they are. We had a place that, little local burger restaurant called Biff Burger. Don't know why it was called that. Well, I do know why it was called that. It was called, originally called Biff Burger, but apparently there was a bigger chain somewhere else called Biff Burger. So they had to change it to Beef Burger. But either way, they made burgers in the strangest way possible, and it was probably incredibly unhealthy, but it was so good. Where there's like a little rotating grill that they put the burgers on the rack, and by the time it rotates all the way around, it's like broiled and everything, and it's like cooked really well. But after they did that, they would take the burger and they with tongs, and they would dip it into they would take the burger and dip it into like a vat of this like I'm trying to think of how to describe it. It's like kind of like a sweet and sour sauce that's like based in ketchup. It's real thin, but they would dip the entire patty, and they would dip the whole burger if you asked them to. But that was a soggy mess, and I never made that mistake a second time. But the that sauce was just it was so good. But
the smell of fresh meat
there was a person who worked there that really valued the quality of the fries, and they were like had mastered like the cook time, and they were like very, very like proud of the fries. And I'd get like a cup of crinkle fries there every now and then, and that's just all I would get. It's just the best ones ever. And then the person who owned it retired, and their son took it over, and within like a week, their son sold it, and now it's just
We're
trash.
here.
Okay, now we're getting to part of the game I've never seen. Offer more opportunities to master stuff. All it takes is one person to care about what they're doing, um, to change that. And like the problem is when you get like a big chain that has
Major Marwood,
rules with
Queen
how
of
it's
the
supposed to
Shore.
work, because all they care about is efficiency. That's when it dies. Because they don't allow people time to figure out the best way to do stuff.
Come closer.
It's not until you are the one restaurant in town that has the best fries, and then you get money because of that. People come there for that. When I was a kid, and we were on like a lower income, lower middle class when I was a kid, and something we would do every now and then as a family, because we had like a minivan. My dad would drive us all to Biff Burger. We would get kids' meals, which was just a small burger, a couple fries, a little individual 2-pack of Oreos, which I'll come back to that. And then they would just go to the dollar store and buy just like a ton of toys, and they just put them in a little display case, and you just got to pick which one you wanted, and it was the fun. I love the way that worked. But when they put those 2 Oreos in the box, by the time you got them, the Oreos were warm, and that's when I learned warm Oreos, something changes, and they are ultra delicious when they're like probably.
No one knows. She worsened after her
I
travels.
don't know what the temperature would be, but like
There was, but our camp was overrun.
not so warm that like you feel heat radiating off of it, but it's like warm enough for the cream to get softer. It changes the way it works, and I wish I could figure out like what the threshold is. Bar does that, deep fried Oreos and nutty bars. Deep fried is a little too hot, but I would say if you got a deep fried Oreo, let's take the temperature of a deep fried Oreo. Don't fry it, but keep that temperature the same. But then you let it sit there for like 5 minutes to cool down. About that temperature. Because then the cookie's still hard, but the cream is soft, and the texture is like perfect. But anyway, my dad would drive us there. My siblings and I would get the kids' meal. My parents would get like the 2 burgers, large fry, 2 drinks, like meal, and it was like pretty cheap. And then we would drive to. We lived. This is gonna put up an image in people's heads. It's not accurate, but we lived down the street from the train station. And not that like, we were on like a poor side of town, but it's just at the end of our street was the Amtrak station. It moved to downtown after a while, but what we would do is we would take all of our food and we would go and just watch the trains. And my sister and I would sit on the roof of the van and just watch trains go by. And it's like a treasured memory that I just can't get again because too many of the components just aren't there anymore. But maybe that helped the flavor of the food. I don't know. But it was so good. Fresh off the grill, but wrapped in foil. Put Oreos on top of that for a few minutes. Yeah, put the whole thing in the bag. deep fry the fries, make everything just fresh and hot, put Oreos in the bag, and then take it home. And by the time you're home, they will be the right temperature. Now, granted, this was the 90s. It is possible that Oreos have changed their formula since then, but if they haven't, warm Oreos are a absolute treat. Oh, they another thing Beef Burger had that was really good. Um at the time I had never seen uh shrinkflation, the amount of filling. Yeah, that's disappointing, but if the formula of the cream changed. If there's less, then whatever. But I need to try that again. See if it holds up. But something else that Beef Burger had that I miss. At the time, they were the only restaurant I'd ever seen that did funnel cake fries. You kind of see that every now and then now. But about the time everybody else started doing funnel cake fries, they stepped up their game and they made apple pie fries. Same idea as the funnel cake, but they would have like spiced apple center, and you dip them in like a cinnamon caramel sauce, and that's probably a component why I got diabetes. is learning about flavors like that. Once I went double stuffed and never went back. Yeah. They came out with sugar-free Oreos. Yeah, like okay, picture like an apple pie from McDonald's, but better because thinness of the thinness of the we'll call it crust, lets it be crispier, right? And then there's like 10 of them in a little box. And you could put powdered sugar on them, but or no, not powdered sugar. That was for the funnel cake fries. You could put cinnamon sugar on them, but that kind of took away from the taste of the like apple pie spices. And I don't know how they did it. I don't know because like it's a small restaurant, so it couldn't be easy. But if a major chain figured out how to do that, they would have a winner of business on their hands.
Nature thrives in none. I never thought I'd see such life in Mordor.
This is how the Dark Lord shall feed his armies.
Total global saturation. I wish I could remember more lines that Wesker says in 5 and just change it up to be him talking to Talion, but that's the only line I remember. I played 5 once, that was enough for me.
Your eyes were able to see your true form.
She wants the maker of the Rings of Power to awaken. I need new armor. This stuff is falling apart.
They... So, like... Chris. Oh, you know what I learned? I learned it. I heard it for the first time recently. Is Migo explained it to me because we only plays we watch, and they keep every time they would say the word treasure, they go treasure, and I was like, what is this? And then she explained to me that's the way Fred says treasure on Scooby-Doo. And I don't know why I never looked it up, but yesterday was the first time I actually looked it up, and now I can't stop saying treasure. Ah! I like that.
Thank you. Nanny, fear the
I love his face. His eye is just like, oh god, he's grabbing my face. What's he gonna do? Treasure. Dash, say something. Okay, there it is. I happened to look at your uh, message in Twitch before I actually saw it come up. So never mind. I was gonna ask you to say something again just to see if like your message comes up.
Sort this. I need to hunt something. Anything. Plenty of terrain out there.
Yeah, it's not East Coast. I don't know what it is. There you go. Yeah, it's working. Um, it's just the weird way. Frank Welker. No, is it Frank Welker? Damn it! We just looked this up. I can't. No, it's just a weird. No, Casey Kasem was Shaggy. I think it is Frank Welker, right? Who played Fred? Hold on, I gotta know this. I know this, and I gotta know if I'm right. But it's just some weird speech thing. um. No, no, no.
No wonder he had such a fat belly.
Frank Welker. It was Frank Welker. Okay. So Megatron and Fred Jones were the same voice. That's fun. Treasure. How I don't know how to say that. Fred Treasure. Treasure? Is that how that would be pronounced? The Northeast accent, like a Z. Treasure, like that. Ah, okay. The the New England accent is one of those things where like I've only really heard the accent when it was being like satirized. Tre treasure. Okay, treasure. I've only ever heard it when it was satirized, and it's like I don't know if that's really what it's. But I do love that one clip that I shared from The Simpsons. Where it's like, I think it was a Treehouse of Horror. I think it was like, I don't remember what's going on. But I just remember they were commenting on like, yeah, this place is really weird. Like even the seagulls have New England accents. And it's like scrah, scrah, scrah. Yep. It's like I don't know what that is.
So many dead Uruks. I must thank the ghouls before I slaughter them.
Ghouls are scavengers. They take all, but leave one thing behind.
Carry on.
I must locate the ghouls' tracks.
The ghoul tracks. That should be just a cacophony of just
That's because we never retreat,
like
never surrender.
the most chaotic amount of footprints. They don't walk in like single file. Hold on, I can't see the fire. Okay.
How do we lead Marwood scouts to the ambush? I can yell for help.
I done blew up your campfire. How's your barbecue? Pretty good, it doesn't seem. Next time you invite Talion.
This Uruk's dead. The tar!
You ever have a thought that is only there to explain something to yourself, but the way you chose to do it, you're like, I hate that that's now how I'm gonna see it. That might sound crazy. I don't know if that's easy to understand. But when he pulls out, when he's like pulling the soul from them and their head blows up, I was like, why does that happen? And it's like, oh, it's just all the soul coming to the surface, and then it busts out like a, like a spiritual pimple, and the head just pops. It's like, damn it, now that's all I'm going to think of. Gotta really help the Fellowship or any major battle. This is the same deal of like the Apprentice from Force Unleashed, the player character from like Hogwarts Legacy, all these other people where it's like we're gonna do our own property and it's really good. And like this one, for example, where it's just like, boy, this character I like is really highlighting what was missing and why I don't really care for the media that this is about. Because people like this stuff wasn't in it. I understand the point of the story being like a pseudo, like, social, political commentary about like, even though there's a great threat, people still refuse to come together about it and all that jazz. But you can still have a story with like plenty of things happening. Like, I don't know. Like, I hate to sound like one of those people where it's just like, oh, it's boring because there's not enough action going on. But it's boring, right? Like, don't show me a world that's, like, super cool, and then go, oh, but you know what's really interesting? How do the politics work? Yeah. It does work, though. Look at it. It works just fine. That's why I feel like, oh god, most of it's boring. I tried to read it. I'm not the greatest reader, granted. But like my mom loved The Hobbit and she wanted me to read that and I was just like, oh my god. There's so much not happening. I can't remember what I was gonna bring up. Oh well. Was doing. I'm probably so. Yep. I completely lost them. somehow enthralling, somehow most. Oh yeah, so now I remember. I was gonna say like, uh, Tolkien must have been just the weirdest guy. Like, you can't you just don't come up with that many details of something, build the world so intricately with all this like magic and mythos and everything, and find the most important part is the social commentary. Like, it can be there, sure, but it always seemed like it was the most important part. I mean, sure, and he succeeded, but like, that's why I couldn't get into it, because it's like there's so many things that like have very interesting worlds and ideas and things, but
Many thanks, Ranger.
yeah, I mean, either like that's definitely a big part of it. um, but it's one of those things where like I have seen things since that have a really good balance all around, and it's kind of like I always think of it like this, like it's like video games. Atari brought us to where we are now. Those games suck, though. Like, we can still say that and still respect it for what it was, but we have done better since. And I feel like people are afraid to say that about like bigger properties like Lord of the Rings, but we have done better since. It's not bad. I just have very low interest in it because I've seen it better. But it's also just my look at it. Now, I'm not saying like it sucks. It's just definitely not for me, and I can pinpoint why. It definitely reminds me of this book a friend of mine at work wanted me to read, and I listened to it at work, and I got like a decent amount through. Like, I don't know. I know I didn't finish it, but I went pretty far. And it was a zombie apocalypse book where the entire premise was one of the most valuable things were bloggers, because it was a way for the free press to get news out there around. And if you could still, like, there were like havens that had like internet, and so people blogging was the new like eyes on the ground thing. And I'm like, that's a cool idea. You know, take something modern and put it in a situation where it becomes more important than it was. And then the way they chose to use that was, so now that that's how it works, what would the presidential campaign look like in the zombie apocalypse? It's like, I don't care. Why do we even have one? There seems to be more important things going on. I think it was called Feed. And that was definitely one of those books that you could tell the concept was created first. The concept was created first, the conflict was created second, and then the characters were created because, well, it has to be a story. It's like this could have been an email, but to me, books like that are, this could have been a pamphlet. Like, I don't know. I feel like nothing tends to bother me more with, like, writing than having than squandering a cool idea by putting it into something that doesn't work with it well.
Thank you.
There was another book series that I liked and I read. When I say read, full disclosure, I mean listen to. It's just easier to say.
Thank you.
But I listened to called what was it called? A Dirty Job? Or was that just one of the book's names? I don't remember what the series was called. I know one of the books was called Dirty Job, and the whole concept was this guy who runs a pawn shop suddenly gets this book in the mail that goes basically, "Hey, congratulations, you're now a Reaper. You get to learn a big secret. Death's been missing for like thousands of years. We don't know where Death went, but people are dying, but no one's taking their souls. So you've become part of this agency that when someone dies, you will receive their location and you will receive their name, and you will have to go to their place and find out what item their soul has been transferred into, because that's all we can do right now. We can't transfer them over, but we've been getting people who run shops, like secondhand shops, pawn shops, antique stores, to collect these artifacts that contain people's souls and hold them for safekeeping while we hope that Death comes back, and then they can actually get brought on. They can actually get transferred to where they need to go. We need people to protect them because there are banshees, which were a very different take on banshees. They were like almost like Skeksis that lived in the sewers, but they feed on souls, and we're trying to protect them because they've just been having a buffet with Death not actually moving them. And hey, Mirth, and so that's the core premise, and then the the guy like does the job a few times, and he has a daughter, and his wife died years ago, and so he's been trying to raise his baby. And one day the baby says her first word, and it's and she says kitty, and she's pointing at a cat. And when she does that, the cat suddenly drops dead, and they realize that Charlie, the name of the little girl, is the new Death. So he has to keep that a secret from most people, other than like a few random folks that are in on the whole thing, because she's not old enough to be Death yet. And so it's like, now I have to worry about my own daughter's life along with this job that I'm doing. And all of that was such a cool premise. And it was a really fun book. But the dude could not write. I would love... Like, he wasn't the worst. But he was not good. And I would love for a better writer to take that series and do, like, and make it what it should have been. The guy who wrote its name is something Moore. Christian Moore? I don't know. Can't remember. But there were some other concepts that were that I listened to that were also really fun books, but they had their own individual problems. And one of them, though, it wasn't their fault. It was just the cast that they decided to... Okay. The cast that they decided to use for the reading was just a mess. And it was just, like, unlistenable. uh, it was the what's that series called? Netflix did I think it was Netflix or Amazon did a show of like the first book called Shadow and Bone, but the one I read was called Six of Crows, and the Corrupted City or something. I forget what the other one was, but the whole way the whole way the book was done is it was done diary style, where each chapter was from the perspective of one of the six people. And normally, what you would want to do is have your cast be a character, and whenever that character is talking, they talk. Simple enough. But what they decided was, because it's this diary format, they were going to have each character not be played by an individual, but the individual would read their parts. So you have six different people, like, giving the characters in the story their own interpretations of the voices. So you go from one chapter and, like, where people are talking, and the next chapter starts with the same conversation, but now the voices are totally different, and you have no idea who's who. And it's like, I don't know why they would choose to do it that way.
I must thank the ghouls before I slaughter them.
But
Ghouls are scavengers. They take all but leave
God, I'm liking talking about this. Like, I'm sorry if it's like boring. Yeah, it was awful. But I'm sorry if it's boring. It's fun to remember these books that I had forgotten about. God, I gotta pull out my Audible app to try and remember what these books are called. But there was a book series. I think it was called Critical Failures, and the whole concept was it was these guys. It's not a unique concept, but these guys who are playing D&D get sucked into the game. Hey, Tally, they get sucked into the game and yada yada. It's the same story you've heard before, but what I really liked about it was they really lean into the fact that these characters in this world are made from people who made a character sheet. And there's a guy in the group who wanted to just be like I just want to play a big, stupid, lumbering orc, and I think that'll be really funny. And I'm going to give myself 2 charisma. Or 1 charisma or something. And when they go into the world, the guy is just constantly, like, belching, farting, and, like, blowing, like, snot out of his nose, and, like, hey, Cooper, can you stop doing that? And he goes, no, I can't. I have a charisma as 1. That means I'm actually unpleasant to be around. There's nothing I can do about it until we finish the game. And there's another guy who was, like, it was the first time he had been playing, and he gets hit by an arrow, and they were like, it's like, okay, the arrow, this is the beginning of the game. The arrow did like 8 damage. And they were like, oh, geez, are you okay? And he goes, yeah, that's not a big deal. And they're like, what? How? And he goes, yeah, look. And he, like, they all had their, like
Morgoth's scar.
What's the word? Like a magical projection of their character sheets to, like, that they would know, like, how they're doing. And the guy who's, like, brand new, he's like, yeah, look, see, like, I got tons of health left. And it's like, you idiot, you've been writing your experience in your health bar. That's not where that goes. You only have, like, 10 experience, or you only have, like, 10 health points. And he goes, oh. And then once that is brought up, the numbers disappear and start getting written in the right place, and they go, oh yeah, you're gonna probably want to sit out. And then all of a sudden, when it's corrected and now he has like only 2 health left, suddenly his little wound that was just like a little drop of blood now just starts like gushing because it's a full-on arrow wound. And it's just like a bunch of shenanigans like that.
Ghastly stink
And it was a really fun series to read until they got brought out into the real world and part of the game came with it, and it's like, it's not as good anymore.
in the belly of the beast.
There was another book series that I really liked, and it actually was really good to listen to, and I recommend it, called Magic 2.0. And the concept of Magic 2.0 was some hacker guy in the early 2000s, I think, is just fucking around on the dark web or just, whatever on the internet, and he finds just this gigantic text file that's constantly changing. And the thing is, it's like, it's got names, locations, like everything, just everything about anybody on it. But it's actively changing. And the guy is like, what is this? And he finds his own name in the file, and he looks up like location, and he moves around his room and watches the location numbers change. And he goes, oh, this isn't like just a file of information. This is an active record of what's going on Earth. What's happening? And then he like goes in and goes, can I mess with the file? And so he takes the location and he bumps up his Z-axis by like a foot. And then when he hits enter, he's suddenly floating above his chair, and then he crashes to the ground. And he's like, oh shit. And then what he realizes is the whole world is a computer program, and this is like the like DOS of it or whatever. And he's like, oh shit, I can like control the world. Yeah, so he saw the Matrix, right? But that's where I thought it was going, and I was like, oh, okay, it's whatever. But so what's cool about it is he's messing around, he finds his part of his file that lists his current financial status, and he gives himself like $2 million, and he checks his bank account and it's in there. And he's like, oh shit, this is awesome. Then the IRS come and knock on his door and go, hey man, so we saw a bunch of money just show up into your account with no transaction history, so we're going to have to bring you in and start talking about this. And he's freaking out, and he doesn't know what to do, and then he realizes, I can use the program to escape. And so he finds a location, and he's like, he looks around and he finds like the year, and he goes, I wonder if I could use this to go back in time. And he tests it out by going back like a couple seconds, and it works. And then he goes, okay, he's like, where could I go? He's like, where could I go? And so he realizes that, like, okay, I'm basically manipulating things. Like, oh, I know, I could go back to medieval England and just be a wizard and just use this program. Like, he like has it on his phone, and the program, like, despite like, oh, phone signal or whatever, it works, whatever he brings it on. And he goes back in time, and it's like, I'm going to become a wizard. And when he goes back in time, he meets another wizard who shows him, he's like, hey, cool, another wizard. Let me show you this wizard guild. And turns out a lot of people have found this program throughout history, and they all had the same idea. So there's like a legion of hackers living in the past as wizards that are manipulating this like Matrix program, to the point where there's one guy who's from like World War II, who he's like an Air Force tech, and he's like, I found like back, like the file evolves. Like when I found it, it was just a closet full of punch cards. And like it was just a really fun story because it was like magic, but done as like, they're like writing macros that come down as like spells and shit, and like explaining like they made like a repulsion spell, but it was just we made an invisible triangle shoot up from the ground that just repels everybody except the person who created it. So it just pushes everyone away as it rises. And it was just like a bunch of stuff like that. And it was the series is called Magic 2.0, and I really recommend it. And sorry for that rant, but I haven't thought about that book in a while.
Fire as much as light.
I think the first one's called Off to Be the Wizard.
Useful if we are overwhelmed.
Oh shit. It's been so long I forgot how to play. Be gone, you. Oh, I know.
The ghouls know we are here.
That was a joke. I didn't actually forget. I was just like, because I was talking about books, my headspace wasn't the same. Ah, fuck me.
My best move is to remain unseen.
Yeah, the best move is to turn off Wraith Vision because I didn't realize I was supposed to be unseen. And so, kind of hard to not be noticed. Yeah, kind of hard to not be noticed when you're just running around in a void.
Staying high will keep me out of sight.
Whoa, whoa. I didn't press anything. I don't know what happened there.
Ghouls fear fire as much as light. Those flames might prove useful if we are overwhelmed.
That was the whole avoiding triggering the swarm is best one. Yeah, I just wasn't listening. That was on me. I'll admit that. If I'd been playing on my own, I probably would have noticed. Alright, you have a good one, Mirith. Look, I don't like those. You can call me whatever you want, but Nugget's too far, man. Wars have been fought over people calling people Nuggets. They were located entirely within McDonald's, but they were wars nonetheless. But oh, you idiot.
The ghouls know we are here. I could feel their rumbling beneath my feet.
Where did he run to? There was, like, rock. Remember the slide campaign of '94.
The beast.
A good man that day.
My best weapon.
I got nothing. Well, no, actually that works out pretty well because when the Nuggets first came out, their weird ad campaign was like it was supposed to be like a football team, but it still you could exchange it for soldiers. But there was like a commander Nugget that was explaining to the other Nuggets how it works. And they were all puppets. And I don't know if it still is, but my banner on Discord for a while was part of that. I'll have to post it because the old McDonald's like can ad campaigns were were wild. But nothing it's not an ad campaign, granted, but it's a not an ad campaign, but it is a training video. Nothing beats the chili can be served with cheese song for the for Wendy's training. That thing's the best. Favorite part of that whole training song is when they're talking about running the Frosty machine, and just the line of about a half inch from the top, let the pump arm drop, the remaining Frosty will fill the cup. It's like, it's weirdly like sensual.
The ghouls know beneath my feet.
How do I stop them? They keep running away, like, from places I've already left.
My best move is to remain unseen.
Yes. Here's the thing that
Staying high will keep me out of sight.
another pet peeve of mine is like when the game is like, no, you've beaten thousands of these, but you have to hide this time. You can't take on 100.
As much as light. Those flames might prove useful if we are overwhelmed.
It's like, so what? Let me just run down here, let them gather around, and then just hit them with a wraith flash a few times. Yeah, it's like sneaking here doesn't matter because it goes into like alerted mode no matter what.
Another attack, and this cave will become my tomb.
See, like, they're back there. Like, what do you want me to do? Yeah, fucking 2 more. I just killed those, and 2 more showed up. So that I have to come back out here and fight. And they didn't go anywhere. I don't sneak for ghouls.
In the belly of the beast,
That's fine.
my best weapon.
That seems like that wouldn't matter. I know that's the point of the mission, but it's just like these things that live in the dark that supposedly have like a really good sense of smell. Why would me sneaking make any difference?
Ghouls fear fire as much as light. Those flames might prove useful if we are overwhelmed.
Nobody make a smell. I suppose that's true. Put your sword away. You're not fighting anybody. Okay, yeah. That was the problem. I'll admit it. That was me.
Treasure room. Your heirloom must be here.
No, I know I don't. It's a habit. I've got so many, like,
Made by the
things
dark
that recharge my stamina that it's just like, it's nice just to have the time to, like, aim. I can never tell if it hurts. He sounds like it hurts, but he's always just kind of like holding the thing.
We are betrayed. Its power blazes like a beacon.
Yeah,
and
it
will
is.
bring ruin to all Middle Earth.
I usually do the quick shot when I'm trying to like pin him to the ground. But it's just like from a fully charged shot doing the headshot and like usually only going for headshots. It's just been a habit.
Gondor! What is that creature?
You've already fought one. Look at him dance. I don't understand why I can't, like, I know it's like just a game mechanic and everything, but like, what's the in-world reason why the Wraith Stun doesn't work on these?
They will keep coming till only our bones remain.
Give me some arrows, thank you. Ah. Lots of things are vulnerable to fire and explosions. Oh.
The storm has passed.
The danger has not.
He's got moves akin to Jagger.
We must escape this darkness.
Ah. I'm curious what new, like, ability I get from this. Because it seems like I've got
Those fires will stop them.
a good amount. Oh, boy.
The entrance is nigh. And so is our end if we don't reach it in time.
Jaeger? Yeah. It's... I don't like it. In fact, I know people who like stuff that's mixed with Jaeger, but no one ever says they enjoy the taste of spicy black licorice.
Ranger, take cover!
That's not taking cover.
Pity to injure military career inside the belly of a ghoul, eh?
Oh, that's funny.
I'm Torvin, the Beast Hunter. And I bet 10 pints you just nabbed the treasure I was after.
I've got to look this guy up
I am grateful
because
for
I'm
your
pretty sure
assistance,
he also
but it is
plays
not gonna
Warwick,
reply
the
to
Black
yours.
Hammer,
Keep it.
in
I just found
the
something a lot
Darksider
more
series,
valuable.
who's basically the
And
same
what would
guy.
that be?
My new hunting partner.
It might not
What
be the
you
same
want
voice, but it's pretty
does not
close.
interest me, Master Dwarf.
Even if it leads you to the chisel that belongs with that hammer.
Typecasted as a dwarf.
Every creature's got its lure.
Half and half shots of Jaeger
Yours just happens to
and
be,
hot
very old.
cinnamon schnapps. Ew.
Well, if the
Do
thrill of the
you,
hunt
Rat
takes
Beach,
your
but
fancy,
that sounds horrible to
comes
me.
no far.
Find the dwarf.
But I mean, what do I know about alcohol? I actually enjoy tequila, which is
What of your
apparently
vision,
rare.
Celebrimbor?
I used all that he had taught
But I don't
me
drink very
towards
much
the
anyway,
freeze,
so, I mean,
water,
enjoy
air, and
is
fire.
with quotes.
Give me some of that bread.
Why is Fireball controversial and trashy? Like, I understand, like, the trashy part, but why is it controversial? Oh, yeah, Telly, no, I don't do straight alcohol. You threw me off with that. Amigo just randomly said Fireball like Pitbull, and it just stopped me in my tracks. But, I don't drink any alcohol straight. Like, I've done shots, and like when I realize nobody's impressed that you do shots, I'm like, why do I want to do shots? This is gross. And so, like, yeah, mixed drinks are all the way for me, but my favorite mixed drinks all have tequila. So that's kind of what I was meaning.
That couldn't have been the hammer Greywalker killed. Looked like him, but I don't fall. Nothing could beat him in a fight. Nothing.
Okay. I don't know how to politely refuse a shot someone orders me. I'll tell you how. You can go, hey, that's okay. I don't really want to drink that. And if they go, oh, come on, man, I bought it for you. And it's like, well, it looks like you bought yourself 2 shots. I didn't ask you to buy it, and I don't want to drink.
Why? What's your...
45% jokingly tried to get my colleagues to do a pickleback with me. Oh, no. You know, if you come to visit, Miga would probably do that with you. She loves pickle juice. I do not. I assume there would be. We have a homemade cocktail that's named after the main character from Mystery of the Druids.
Thank you.
Mystery of the Druids. I've never played that game, but I've watched Mandalore's gaming video on it maybe 20 times.
In your flames,
I don't know why I love it so
show me
much,
why
but
my
just when
soul was
he
denied death.
mixes apple juice and medical alcohol to make homemade apple schnapps from Detective Halligan's personal distillery. And ours is, I don't remember what it's made of, but
You are
apple
victim
pie
of a great
spice is
sacrifice.
involved, and it's actually
Can the
really
curse be
tasty.
broken?
I think it's like cider, apple pie spice, and I don't remember what the
Destroy
vodka
the Black
is.
Hound and his followers, and claim Mordor.
It might be cake vodka. I don't remember,
Gondor will come to
but it
my
is
aid.
very tasty.
You don't need them. Your power begets followers, willing or otherwise.
I feel like pickleback. The pickleback is when you do a shot and chase it with pickle
How
juice.
do I do this?
Your answers
But I might be
are
wrong about
dangerously
that.
nearby, but what you seek may not be there for much longer.
Stone Fence, Jersey, Shantytown, all places to visit. That's it, yeah. Man, whiskey, that's a drink. That's a liquor I can't get used to. I've tried so hard to enjoy any brown liquor really, and I have not found one that I could stand. I don't know what it is, but something about brown liquors I just don't like. I've done a tequila-based riff on a stone face before, and it's really good.
They were good warriors. All saved me a leg. One of them was a berserker, not a warrior. Whatever they
That's
were.
Talion. I don't know. I know you're talking about a drink, but that sentence just sounded like you were talking about like I picked up an electric keyboard and just fucking went at it. Yeah, man. I did a wait. What did it say? Ah, fuck. I was looking at the chat and continued going. Tequila-based riff on a stone face. That's what I mean. Yeah, bourbon. That's the other one I couldn't even remember. Oh my god, my dad tried to get me into gin. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna have a nice old fashioned or a gin and tonic, and I'm like, what's a gin and tonic? It's like it's what it sounds like. It's like that's two things I don't like. I don't want bubbly pine sol, and the other one, what was the old fashioned? Old fashioned's better. I don't think it has gin, but I just associated it with gin because he got me to try both of those at the same time. Also a fan of gin. Ooh. Ow. That's the power of pine sol, baby. I don't know. Flavor palettes are weird. It's just so odd that just a random assortment of bumps on your tongue and you're just into totally different things.
What? Did you hear that?
I want to drink a pine tree. Well, if that's what you want, then go for it. Yeah, not to like bring the room down or anything, but yeah, I don't. Ever since my friend died of cirrhosis, liquor just kind of feels evil to me now, and I don't shun anybody who wants to drink, but to me, that took the fun away from it.
At the same time.
Should I show their inside?
It's like, oh, this thing that I don't really like, but I'll do for fun with other people. now is responsible for the death of a friend. So it's like that weighted more into the I can just be done with this for now.
Light of Darren. Kill me.
Wait, what'd I do? Oh,
The Queen told
that's
us
no
our
reason
answers
not to
the
drink.
all
Yeah,
lie within this fortress.
If we brand those archers, we can build up.
I'll just say this: I'm glad y'all understand. A lot of people around me can't imagine that. Oh, that's what the brand is. I've been seeing that. Okay, so it's not different than it's not different than Drain in any way. Okay.
Your will is mine.
It is yours, master. I hope the killer's gone. I'd rather have a quiet day.
Yeah, it's like that, but it's
Let us scourge! These villains take our lands!
it's
but
more
now we take
bothersome
them
because
back. Take their lives as
it's
well.
not just like, oh, but it's America, you have to drink.
I'm ready for death.
Oh, whoops. I saw that one go to zero.
You are made to be cowed by terror.
How shall we make them bleed? We'll die all the time. Must have stolen someone's wake their spirits. Then they'll see it.
Oh, you didn't.
The Queen told us our
Yeah,
answers to
people.
the all
Well, I know exactly what it is because
If we brand those archers,
most
we can build
people-
our army and save these men at the same time.
have like a level of guilt and look at it differently if they're drinking by themselves because if it's a party, that's their excuse of why they have to do it. But if nobody else at said party is doing it, then they just have to do it because the liquor calls to them. I also grew up with an alcoholic aunt, so that was another big factor of it. A lot of ruined Christmases made me not enjoy liquor. I never got into beer because I think I have had a hops allergy because like even non-alcoholic beer would make me throw up. And other ingredients in beer are in other things that don't make me throw up. So I assume it's hops, but I've never done thorough experimentation to find out.
Gondorians are invaders. Let us scourge. These villains take our lands, but no more. Now we take them back, and we take their lives as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, beer is something that I have never understood
How shall we make them?
it being associated with being refreshing. And from me talking about that, my dad's explained it to me as like, well, you know, it's just something you do, and then eventually you get used to it, and it suddenly becomes like good. And it's like, yeah, but if you have to force yourself to like it, does that mean you like it, or does that mean you feel like you're just supposed to do it?
Not today. The time of man is over.
Cast out darkness, let in again light. You serve the bright master.
How does this work? Oh, so then you like activate a brand. They're not just always going. You can grow to like something by having it more. Yeah, that's the thing though. Is like I get that you can get used to it, but it it always felt like because my dad would explain to me like, oh, you have like he had to get used to the flavor. It's like it seemed like your body was telling you didn't like it. Why did you feel the need to keep going? That's kind of what it is to me. It's like if you don't like it, why do you stick with it long enough till you do? Not a judgment call, just a literal like fascination with it. Like I don't understand that. It's like an addiction before you even have it. Like being addicted to the idea of an addiction, even though that puts like a evil spin on it, and that's not what I mean. Just the psychology of it. I've been always kind of curious about, and it's really just social pressure.
The Lady of the Shore send you to our aid.
People don't want to drink by
Queen
themselves,
warned us to wait
so
until
you
the end
best
of the
get
battle.
used to it.
Then the
And for
Orcs
most
spotted us.
part,
A
for
vision
the
told
most
us to come
places
to
in the
pass.
world, there ain't nothing to do but drink.
Do you have something for me?
It's me
Queen
with
Marwen
coffee.
sent us to find this.
Decided to like coffee and then I drank it till I liked it. Yeah, it's same with me. But also, I realized that coffee can be good if I put cream and sugar in it and stop trying to drink it black like an idiot. And if anybody drinks it black, I'm not calling you guys an idiot, but that was the thing. I was like, this is horrible, but I have to drink it black, and I don't know why I felt that way. And so then I actually started flavoring it, and like, oh yeah, it's a lot better. Yeah, but you don't put none, right? Oh, I see. But the thing is, you guys also don't have as much of a sweet tooth as I do. And tend to enjoy more, like, savory things, so that makes sense. I can't do tea. You guys can have your hot water lies. I have always hated tea. That's great. You guys have your hot water lies. It's more for you. I'm sure there's plenty of things that I like that you don't, and I'll consume for you.
Take him.
But you guys can have all the tea in the world for me. You know why? Okay, here's why I don't like tea. I know exactly why. Now that I've thought about it for a little bit. The only time when I was a kid I ever drank tea was when I was really sick. Because there's something, my mom was convinced that tea would always make me feel better. And it never did. It always just made it worse. Like, if I had a sore throat, I was like, oh, tea will help it, warm it up and make it feel better. It's like, no, it's awful. It hurts. And like, or it's like, oh, your stomach's upset. Here, have some of this. Have some tea, and then I'm like throwing it up later, and it's like it's associated with too many bad memories, and like I just can't do it. There's just nothing about it I enjoy. No, it wasn't even like a medicine. It was just like it's something she enjoyed and was like, oh, it soothes me, so it'll soothe you too. It's like, it might not. Hey, Talion, what does this do? I can't figure out if it's doing anything. What? It's close for idiots, Rat Beach. I just allowed it.
Hit him from the side! Fight for me!
Yeah, but the thing is, Daft, that's just because peppermint does. Like the oil and peppermint helps, and you can get that in so many ways. You don't have to put it in. You don't have to muddle it down like you're trying to make that Robitussin last longer. You know.
It is one thing to kill these Uruk, it is another to make them our followers.
It is a gift. We can use the weapon of the enemy against him.
Fond memories of high school. My friend came over. We both ended up getting sick. We just got sick, hanging out all the time. And hold on, I gotta see this. Hang out all the time at my house, sick all week, downing tons of tea with honey, and playing DBZ Budokai Tenkaichi on the Wii. Now if I had a moment like that, maybe I'd turn around on it. But to me, tea is that thing that would come out when I feel like I want to die. And the other thing is,
This creature is my kill by rights! Get lost!
oh, okay. But what about the Karagor? Oh, he's dead. You. Man, okay, hope I get it right. Okay, good.
He's above us!
No, he's not. You don't know where I am. You don't know where I am. Yeah, Tally, I don't know if you answered me, but yeah, that swirly wraith vortex, I can't figure out what it does. I've only had it for a little bit, but
Whatever killed him, I just hope it stays away.
well. Yeah, I don't know what it, I feel like maybe it's like,
You'll never win! I thought I said that.
now, okay, that time I did press the right
Better
button.
ghouls than you, scum!
That time I actually did it, and it still didn't work. I guess I did it like slightly too late.
How is it that we can dominate the minds of our enemies?
When the first Dark Lord created the orcs as a tortured mockery
Hey,
of the
honey
elves,
bunny.
he ensured they could be controlled through fear.
I have to go
walk
pee and
the
take
path
off my
of
makeup, so
God.
I'll be gone for a bit, but I'll be back. Okay. Where are my fellow streamers at? It's boy, it's kind of hard sometimes when like a game is like doing a lot of action things that require quick responses, but then you're also like, I still have to talk to people. I'm surprised she'll be back. She did not like this game. Did she play it at all? Yeah, that's true.
There were a dozen more of us and we fled the camp. Please, can you go back and save the others?
Who's talking? Got it foraged, tried it on stream, dropped out like 45. Hey, don't worry. At least you actually tried it. Nah, that was not authentic. I don't really care.
Drive the bravest of Uruk out of battle, gibbering with fear.
Was a joke. Yeah, I could see that. It is a bit much. I feel like Honey Money, it's definitely more fun to play offline. I'm having a lot harder time trying to focus on the game and the chat. Not like it's making the game hard, but I have forgotten what I was doing like mid-sentence so many times. I really like it though. Oh yeah, and Talion, I know you were saying you were interested in 2, even though it's forbidden, but another selling point for Hogwarts Legacy is that it plays a lot like this, believe it or not. It's just a magic version. Yeah, but if you're not like trying to play the game, it's fine. Like, I don't care if I lose, I'm mostly just chatting, and just something's happening while I'm chatting. I have plenty of time to play it on my own in silence and actually progress later.
Ranger, you have to help. My brother was speaking ill of the Dark Lord. It made the Slaver furious.
Who is talking? Oh, him. Yeah, well, I'm surprised as well, but that's exactly how it feels, which makes sense because like they're not the same studios, but they're both WB's things, and I feel like WB's direction was like, do it like this, because it's very similar, being like in the past so much that they can just do whatever they want with the story and just play with the lore that's already been established, but like the action level of it is a lot like this, surprisingly. It's like, I would say it's a lot like this, but more of an open world. That's the trouble. That's the trouble when you copyright a thing, is if you don't make it, that thing goes away. That's why nobody can do little mini games in the loading screens anymore because of, I forget who, but I know it was Ridge Racer that had Galaga at the beginning, and they copywrote that, and then they went under, so that copyright went with them. Because now it's like, it was originally, I think, if I remember right, supposedly held hostage for the hopes of being able, like, to sell it and earn money to help with the whole bankruptcy, but then it's like they held on to it for so long, people stopped caring about that little aesthetic, so it lost its value. So now it's just owned by someone who doesn't make games anymore. That's true. I didn't even really think about that. I was just mostly thinking about the history. But yeah, there aren't little loading screens anymore. Though I do miss the little things in loading screens. Like in Devil May Cry 3, you could mash circle and triangle and it would do like, or was it triangle? Yeah, circle and triangle. And you would do, no, square and triangle. And you would do like bullet shots and like sword slashes on it. I remember, Thebes, you'll know. Was it Budokai where it had the little Master Roshi that if you rotated the joystick, he would spin faster and start flying all over the screen?
I think that ranger is close by. You sound worried.
Okami loading screen minigames for Demon Fangs. Okami loading screen minigame for Demon Fangs, although I hear you could turn it back on. What? What did that mean? I had to read that a few times. I still don't understand what you're saying. Budokai game. See, I feel like I picked the wrong horse in that. My friend got Budokai and I got Tenkaichi, and we were like, we'll play each other's games. That way we don't have to buy both. And so I started following the Tenkaichi series, which I liked aspects of it. I love the fact that it ultimately looks like an episode, but it's not that good of a fighting game.
All this sneaking about, and yet you can't see when you're outmatched.
You could get Demon Fangs from the Okami loading screen minigame. Oh, it actually was like, what was the minigame? You could like earn actual stuff. Yeah, they are. It's a shame that like they tried to combine that with was it called Xenoverse? I don't remember anymore. They tried to combine both, and boy, the two of those together just don't work. I don't know. Yeah, Xenoverse is awful. I don't know who's to blame for this. I always blame Koei Tecmo, but I don't know if they pioneered it. But whoever invented the fucking hub world system for fighting games can just eat all the dicks in the world. The second I see like, oh cool, a game series that I like, or a series that I like has a game, and I'm gonna, oh it's cool, I want to play it. And it's like, oh, I want to play this character, and like I see make a character and then train with them. It's like, oh man. The only game that did that well, in my opinion, was Street Fighter 6. Hiya. Hiya. Do cha cha. Slash kill. No, I'm just fine. I don't know. That started out strong, but I had nowhere to go. That... Okay, so it wasn't a weird thing. The game occasionally makes that sound, and I don't know what that sound is, but I'm wearing my the stereo headphones, and it is very loud and piercing. What does this do? I thought for sure that would give me, like, arrows or something. I'll have to look it up. Because, like, I remember the last time I played, I had that rune that unlocked the Storm of Rick, or whatever it's called. Whatever the sword's name is. And, didn't know what it did, and now that I know, it's fucking fantastic. Because all it does is give you endless, like, ability to do your kill counter until that little meter at the bottom runs out. But there's nothing in the game that explains that. But it's because apparently you unlock that later. But because this is the Game of the Year edition, there was a pre-order bonus that you would get that rune and have that ability early in the game. Problem is, getting that early in the game means you get it before the game tells you what it is. I kind of wish that had been thought about. Whoops. Oh well. It belongs to them now. And I will continue saying quotes. I feel like I already knew this, but nobody in here watches Smiling Friends, do they? Or watched, since it's over. I guess we're not friends then, Tally, because I smile alright. Okay. Yeah, just that... talking about, I'll continue to quote and not understand it. It's like, made me think of Alan. It's like, I've got my appointment with Dr. Munster. I don't know what that means, and I'm never going to tell you. I've got the DVD of the first season. I haven't seen them come out with more of it on DVD. I don't think they will, but yeah, it's. I could put on the first season sometime. It's fairly short since it's you know, Adult Swim format. Yeah. Wait, what am I even doing here? This... I don't think I'm supposed to...
I heard you once fought a dozen Uruks at once. You won't find me.
Yeah, it just happened.
Lad, such easy prey.
But you're afraid of fire, so that was a poor place to stand. I hate it when I do that. I get in the zone with like the combos, and it's set up for a ground execution, but I'm like too busy flipping around, and I'm too far away. Oh, up. There we go. Muggish the thuggish. The eternal question, isn't it? No, I mean like us here in the Gulch. What was all that stuff about Destiny? Don't worry about it. Or whatever he said, I don't remember.
Someone's sneaking about.
It might be long enough. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to play. There's nothing else to say. It's a really good shut your brain off and just do stuff game, because like Tomodachi Life is very similar in the way that like you just don't realize how much you're doing, and then it's like, I wonder how many experience points I have. You're like, oh my god. I do like the Nemesis system. I do have one major complaint about it though, but I get why it is how it is. But like, I really hate when I'm like in the middle of doing something cool and then I have to stop so that the guy can cross swords with me and go like, I don't like your face, and I'm gonna be all cockney about it. Well, similar in the way that you shut your brain off and then like you're rewarded by not realizing how much you'd been doing. Like, I don't know how many points I've got, but I probably have a good amount. I have no ability points, but I'm close to one. But I've got a hefty amount of those. Oh no, you're totally right. Because as soon as I said it, I was like, that sounds crazy. I gotta say, I adore the brutality kill. Not for what it is, but for the fact that, like, not for like what you do. Like, I'm not like an edgelord about it, but it's more about the fact of like, I love that. Okay, there's stealth kills, and then there's fucking look at me and be scared kills. I want everyone to see this. Another way it's similar to Legacy is the way it's shocking to find out that these are different studios, but the way they just make side characters feel alive and entertaining. Like, it can ramble on how it wants to, like Lord of the Rings style, for a lot of it, but I just love like the casual conversations you'll just overhear, and the fact that like all the orcs or the Uriks, whatever they are, will just go like person like the ugliest one possible, and he's named like Regold, the pretty, the beautiful, or whatever. Like, giving your side characters personality goes a really long way to making it feel like a more lived-in world. Looking at you, Bethesda. And it popped his head. No one cared. I'm gonna have to up my. I'm gonna have to get some runes that up how much fear I pass on, because that used to be really fun to do. Yeah, it feels like what it had to have been is just like, okay, we have our cast of the generic voices, and put them in a room, and you guys just riff a conversation. You are these characters, just what would they be saying? And we're just going to record it and use what we like. That it feels that casual, like it wasn't written. Or like how the second game has items so that you can actually do specific builds. Oh, does it? Okay. I'm curious. I'm really curious to play Shadow of War, because as good as this one is, I've heard a lot of people go like, I wish the second one was better. And it makes me wonder, like, what is the second one like?
Understand? You're so hungry. Is it a crime to try and feed your family? You must help.
All right, John. John Valjean. Can some... Okay, this is the second time I've thought about that character today, for some reason. Can someone clarify something that I could just look up, but I don't want to? I feel like I've been mispronouncing that character's name a lot. Is it Jean Valjean or Jean Valjean with a B? Because I've been getting flashbacks to when I found out I've been saying Vegeta and looking like an idiot for years. Okay, it is Val. Good. I've been saying it right then. The pacing of the end game. Why? Is it like rushed or is it like dragged on? Okay. I like how the name Jean Valjean is like... It just makes me think of the voice actor for Duke Nukem, just Jane St. James.
I'll snap you like a twig.
I think I said Jane by mistake, but James St. James.
Come on then, Cannibal.
Yeah,
You feel that?
I'm above you. Let me attack. There you go.
On the ground, you made me fear.
It's really not good. It's really not good sword technique to run at me with your sword just whipping around in the air.
Come, man-thing. Submit to the rules and customs of death.
No. Boy, if you knew who I was. Yeah. Well, I know it is. It's just... I could always check, and I just always forget to. And it's like, oh god, have I been saying it wrong?
My eyes are yours.
Did you hear that, Uwe Bowles? I did. Good on that. If it's a... But... I I I'm trying to find a way to make that not count. We I'm happy with us being complete with Uwe Boll. And also, like, the only reason he's doing that is to get the title confused with 28 years later, like that same format, and just hope that people have that in mind and go see it because of that, because there ain't a fucking soul out there who's like, oh man, I can't wait, finally another House of the Dead movie. Yeah, more like the Uwe hole, you know. What's this? Why can't I do this? Yeah, that's the one. This is a whoever Lowell's version of Bone Temple. He's gonna make movies that are other. I mean, that's my theory on it. But if that's what he wants to do, basing it off of his uh, House of the Dead movies does not a good movie make. And I'm comfortable saying that. I feel like if I ever met an Uwe Boll apologist, it would be more a conversation of, explain to me why you're, like, what happened in your life that led you to this, because that's not the correct choice. I usually don't judge people's opinions. Like, people's opinions are their own until they support people who are actually, like, awful people. How Name of the King was just... Did he do Name of the King? I don't remember if that is an Uwe Boll movie. I feel like it is. But Tree Babe was. And you might be picturing a lady, but I'm talking about a giant pig made of a tree. Tree Babe is a classic, and we all must protect them.
The toughest steel I've ever seen. Shrugs off arrows and blades like they're no more than raindrops. Our archers can kill from so far. Before we even say it. Yeah, take away all the fun. So I can bash them.
Oh, branding took that away from me. I
See the Grey Walker with the tiny creature? What do
I
you
don't
think they're up to? Nothing
I don't
that's for damn
love that.
Gotta put both of them
The branding
down.
is useful, sure,
They move in the dark
but I
like
miss being
flames.
able to quick hit the drain button a second time and then just pop their skull. I don't really need minions.
The archers are running drills today. Hope they've improved from last week. Almost got an arrow in me bloody leg thanks to their... Erase the darkness.
I like that. Be better, minions. Are they just mind controlled until they die, or is there like, does it run out?
Disgusting! A ghoul! You hear that? Kill the ghoul!
Oh, well. I mean, that's good. Oh, you what? You That's I didn't expect that. That's cool.
I think something just moved.
I hope it works like I think it does.
This is away from my skills. I'm done looking.
Hey guys.
I just hear something.
Protect my name!
You must die for Umbrella. That was a terrible Wesker. I apologize. That's pretty cool. That's like what I was hearing, the cool things you can do in Dishonored, like later on when you like really mix and match the powers. I just wish that I could get to that point without having to play Dishonored. I did not have a fun experience with that game, but it had some really neat ideas from what I heard. Yeah, me too. I wandered around that first area trying to find like different ways to sneak into that room, and it was all anticlimactic. And the problem is when a game like that happens, and all I can say is like, man, I wish I was playing the game this reminded me of.
I'm not searching anymore.
If all I'm doing is spending time thinking of the games it's like, then I'm not liking that game too much. Because I remember playing Dishonored and being like, man, this makes me want to play BioShock. I mean, people like it. I just don't. Like, I don't know what it was about it. Because on paper, I should love it. But it's something about the way it controlled bothered me. I don't remember how specifically, but I remember, like, feeling like the game was fighting me.
Somebody sneaking around.
Why would that matter, though? It's better if you let it marinate? I don't know. If it's a really good game, it should be good right after. Although, I did say earlier in this very stream that you play a game, even if it's good, if it's a long game, the next one just feels like work. Yeah. I played God of War 3. I didn't play 2. But I remember I didn't have a PS3, and my friend did, and he had God of War. But he was not good at it. And so I played it for him in one sitting. And I did the same thing with Halo 2, though that was with friends on co-op. And while it's neat to play a game in one sitting, I can't remember any game that I played in one that I played all in one sitting. Yeah, it was like, I'm curious, Deebs. Was it like a sleepover kind of situation? Because that's what it was for us. That was a very sleepover game. Yeah, I mean, I did too. The I guess the only one that breaks that mold, though, technically, oh no, that doesn't count. I was gonna say Eternal Darkness, but I played that all in one sitting as a challenge to see if I could do it. I already knew that game pretty well. You do have to play Eternal Darkness. Everyone has to play Eternal Darkness. It's an experience. I hate AI, but I will say the only use that I would be interested in is if they made a new Eternal Darkness and incorporated a AI driven ability to create the insanity effects that are more targeted to the player and what the player is currently doing and feel more real, because those did feel real at the time, but nobody's playing on a CRT monitor anymore, so when that volume thing comes up, it's like, oh, I remember. But God, the one where it deletes your memory card got me so good when I first played it. I was freaking out. I was like, piece of shit, what are you doing? And it's like, oh, right. Okay. I'll say this. Anybody who wants to play Eternal Darkness, this is very serious advice. The game wants you to play it 3 times so you can get the secret ending. Secret ending, not worth it. But it is worth playing it twice, because when you unlock I feel like you get it after the first playthrough, or no? Yeah, after the first playthrough, what's his name? Maximilian Roivas, the guy who's a doctor. He does the autopsies of all the creatures when he kills them, and when you play the game, when you do the first New Game Plus, you get his autopsy report, and you actually get to look through. He narrates them and he describes everything. And actually, if you're having trouble with anything, the autopsy report gives you cryptic clues on how to beat them easier, and it's actually pretty neat. It's like going into it with literal forbidden knowledge.
We're free!
But the second time you beat it, you gain access to a chapter select, which is really fun because there's definitely chapters I prefer over others and don't like to play through certain chapters to get to the other ones. But Eternal Darkness is great. Even now. It's one of the games in my rotation that I will just revisit like every couple years or so.
You can't kill.
Back when the Kinect was a big thing, I had this idea for what Eternal Darkness could potentially do with a webcam. I still feel like they could do this, but I feel like there's some legal ramifications to it where you probably can't. I don't know, maybe you can, but like put image of. No, you totally can, because like Kinect does that, but have things like a computer monitor or something where what it shows is you, like the webcam, but it detects like open space and then puts things in the vision, like in the space that are effectively like behind you, like showing you like, hey, look, you're not alone in your room, and then it's like stuff like that. But like that's the real reason we don't have a sequel is like, what do you do with the sanity effects, especially now that people are expecting them? Come here, you. There we go. See, though, subtle doesn't always work, or subtle doesn't really fit with Eternal Darkness sometimes. Like, there are a lot of really good subtle there's a lot of really good subtle scares, but also it goes like big sometimes and also will get you. Like where it fakes the end of the game, and like I only realized it was a sanity effect when it comes up as like be looking forward to the sequel of the game, and they like advertise the sequel. It's like no game does that. No game pulls the James Bond will return in. So I was like, that's how I knew that one wasn't real. But it did trick me. I thought the game was suddenly short. But yeah, Jesse did fall for a few, and there are some that still hold up, but there's a lot that don't. And I would just like to see, like, even a remake, but with a remake you would have to upgrade the sanity effects too, and that's mostly what I would be interested in. It's like, what does it do now?
Time to die slow as a day is long.
I really gotta start getting more intel. Yeah. Like, it's not... None of them are bad. But It's more that like I would want other people to experience the game the same way I did, and just like culturally, that's just not possible anymore. Because when I played it, everything was perfect. Like it was set up. I played it when, not when it came out, but close enough where like everything that it was doing that was of the time was still current. And I would just hope that like there will be a way for people to experience that again. Yeah.
Ushkal.
Here's a question for everybody. What are some games that you wish you could play for the first time again? Like, your favorite game would be a natural go-to, but I'm curious of like other ones where it's like, oh, I wish I could go through that story not knowing what's going to happen again. Yes, that's a great answer. Really, anything that has like a big, like, reveal will be fun to play for the first time again. I'm not trying to do this. There. Yeah, I'm like that too. Anytime a question of like, hey, what's that thing that you like? I'm always sitting there going like, I should know the answer to this. I want to like KOTOR. The Star Wars of it is what's keeping me away. But I remember like watching friends play it and thinking it looked kind of fun, and you know, all the like historically how much people like it, but I just feel like I wouldn't like it if I was the one actually playing it. It does have a long start. I did see the start of it. I don't remember it, but I do remember going like, this is the game, and then like, oh no, it gets better later. I don't hate it. I it's the opposite. I actually wish I could get into it because it seems like a good game. It just doesn't seem like it's for me. There's games I hate, and then games that I hate the fact I don't like. Like, to a lesser extent, Dead by Daylight was one of those, just because, like, I wanted to have fun with everybody else, but the game made that impossible for me. And I hate the fact that I didn't like it, but I didn't like it. No, I know you're kidding. I just wanted to specify. I'm streaming, Talion. I gotta have something to say. Though the more I talk, the more I just completely forget what I'm doing. I was right to dislike DVD. I noticed that a lot of people stopped. What happened? Like, of course I didn't follow it, but like, it seems like it's still going, but a lot of people I know who loved it don't really care about it anymore. Oh, follow-up question. I guess kind of in the same vein of what you're just saying, dude. But while I haven't really been, playing it too much, I will occasionally come back to Sea of Thieves and just see like what's different. And I saw some random update video. I didn't actually it was a short, so I didn't really watch it. But I saw comments for it, like, you know how the YouTube will sometimes have the video and then it has like comments without actually clicking on the video? It was one of those. And it was something about season 18. And everyone was like, man, I missed when this game was great. Fuck this. And I was like, what did they do? Like, what's like the major change going on in Sea of Thieves that's making everyone hate it? Well, I mean, not everyone, but a large majority. Because with that game, it could be something actually bad that's not a good choice, or it could be that everyone's complaining about how it's more fair than it used to be. Like, when I realized the main reason that people were super against like the private servers were because there's so many people on there who just are there to grief and ruin other people's time. And it's like, well, if they have a safe place to go, then I can't do that, and why would I play the game? And it's like, you sound like a psycho. There will always be people to fight. But if you're literally like, well, if the weaklings aren't there, who am I going to pick on? Like, you should probably evaluate yourself. I'm just dicking around. I have no idea where I'm supposed to be going. See, there's do so many PvP-centric updates. Just wasn't hitting like it used to. Yeah, that's definitely, like, the last couple times I played. Major updates were cool, like the new weapons and everything, but I have played Safer Seas quite a bit, just to kind of chill out, because, like, that was a fun thing to do while working remote, where if I had to stop what I was doing and look away from the screen, I wouldn't have to worry about someone rolling up on me and just sinking my ship. But, care more about the PvP in WoW or Sea of Thieves? That's also true. The 4P that was the main thing about the private server that I saw was like one of the core reasons why people wanted the private servers is like, it's not so that I can sail the sea as a lone ship with my friends. That's what Safer Seas allowed. It's so that I can have more than 4 fucking people. Like, just because I know the people doesn't make plundering their ship less fun.
Thank you.
Thank you. Shoves in water. Oh, that was weird. That thunder sound effect happened at the exact same time that a stomach grumble happened, and I thought my stomach was way louder. Yeah, that's the fucking, because you can't even like say, okay, it's not a private server, but I can't bring my friends into where I am. Like, sure, if you want to make it permanently public, great, but then of course you get giant groups of people that are just griefing each other or griefing others, and it's like nobody will want to play. So there's like damned if you do and all that.
Like hands of silver spread through Sauron's land, these towers push away the darkness.
Complete global saturation. I have to. I think it every time. I can't help it. But speaking of that, it is 5. So I'm probably gonna drop off. I do need to start prepping dinner. But yeah, I'm glad I gave this another run. This is it's actually identical to my experience with its Inscription, where the first time you could see it on stream, my streams, when I first played it, was not into it. And then on the second stream, I was like, okay, so I've been playing this for about 6 hours now, and now I get it. And this is one of the best games ever. It's very identical, where it's like, I didn't care too much about this, and just found my own fun playing it on my own. And now I do like it. And playing it off stream is definitely a factor, because if I was judging my entire experience based on like what's happening right now, it's a me thing, but like I'm not seeing much of what's good about the game because I'm like mostly focused on the conversation. But I am glad I came back to this. Hiccups. So I want to keep streaming it. I want to keep playing it, but I'm not going to limit myself to only playing on stream, like I said. So I'm not sure how to do it other than like I'm gonna save any major moments that I don't know if they're gonna be major or not, but I'll save those for streams at least. And just kind of have more streams like this where it's just casual conversation while playing. But next time y'all see it, I'm gonna be more advanced, and we'll have no reason why. But yeah, Tally, like you said, if I do eventually get a nemesis, I will let you know how it happened, I guess. I don't really know how to answer that because I don't know what it's like. But so Monday, if I stream, if it don't stream Monday, it'll be Tuesday. It depends on something that might happen on Monday. But I'm gonna go and start playing Evo West, and then that will be the last game in the rotation. So the games I'm playing for the streams are a rotation of Evo West, Darksiders 3, this, Control, which I did start to come around to, but I will say, depending on how the next playthrough goes, will determine whether or not that's going to stay in the rotation. And I had one more. Maybe not. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'll be doing Evil West next time, and that's not like a schedule of rotation. Just whenever I feel like playing one of those games, that's the one I'll play. But I'm not going to play any game twice in a row. That's kind of my goal. So with that, I'll end the stream, and like always, I'll see y'all later next time. Migo is laughing at something. I'm curious what.